The great folks at OXILAM sent me these LED headlight bulbs to check out in this Ford F-150. So let's take a look. The only tools I'm going to use to do this job are obviously the bulbs themselves, a 10mm socket and ratchet. You don't need a power one like I did. You can use just a regular one. I use this headlight restoration kit. You'll see me in that, a microfiber towel, some channel lock type pliers, regular screwdriver for prying up the socket there, and a special Harbor Freight tool to remove special Christmas tree fasteners, or you could just probably use something like a regular Phillips screwdriver. And I did clean my contacts with this specialized WD-40 contact cleaner. Now this is their new 9008H13 version of that. That's what the F-150 takes. I think they said this is a new version of it. And as you can see, this lens is much clearer than this lens. So we're going to make sure that both lenses are going to look like that one so we can give a fair assessment. We're going to use this headlight restoration kit. So the first thing we're going to do is the kit says to take one of these scouring pads and put a quarter size amount on here. So we're going to do that. Well, that's about right. Then the directions say to come to the light and rub it back and forth. But you know what? I'm going to do one thing that is going to help prevent me from scratching the paint. Watch this. Let's pop the hood. I'm going to put some masking tape around here so it will prevent me from scraping this. Okay, the directions did not say to do this, but I think it's just good practice to do this. And the first thing I'm going to do is use this and clean some of the grime off of this. We don't want to rub any of that in. Okay, here we go. We'll try this again. So basically it is saying to go with a back and forth motion on the headlamp, just like this, until we get a cloudy surface over the whole thing. So here I go. Okay, now as we did what the directions said, we are going to spray 2 even coats of this headlight coating on this. Let's see what happens. But you're not supposed to let it touch water overnight. Basically, don't get it wet for 24 hours. Okay, while we're letting this one dry, I'm going to show you how to remove these Ford F-150 headlight buckets. All you're going to need is a 10mm socket. A manual wrench will do. That's just a power one. You're going to remove this little air shield. You're going to have a bolt right here, 10mm, and you're going to have 2 bolts up top here. We're just going to take each one off. So once you get the 3 bolts off, Ford has a really good design with this. You basically just tug it forward and the whole thing comes out. I've worked on cars before that you gotta, if this is the headlight bulb you're changing, you gotta take the battery out. Over here you may have to take the air box out, but on this F-150, this is a 2010 model, you don't have to do that. Watch this. Anyway, basically take it like this and we're gonna pull it towards me. And that's it, the whole thing comes out. And once you get the headlight out, it's very simple. You basically just pinch the little tab and this should come right off. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so first I want to show you, once the headlights are clean, the headlight lenses are clean, I'm going to shine the original OEM headlights onto the onto my shed here, and you'll see the light pattern. And then we'll take the OXILAM, the ones that these nice folks sent me, we'll install those and we'll see what the light pattern difference is. Let's take a look. Now, as most of you know, video doesn't do anything justice, so this is with the headlights cleaned with the OEM incandescent bulbs in. And I will, when it gets darker, I will show you the light pattern on here. And then I'll do the same thing with the OXILAM LED bulbs. All right, here are the incandescents factory bulbs on the shed. So there we go. We'll see what they look like outside. Again, incandescent factory bulbs with clean lens. Okay, and as I said earlier, you really just pinch and it'll pop right off. And if for some reason you can't get this thing to come out, while you're pinching it, you can use a screwdriver and pry on up like that and it'll pop right out. And all you've got to do is turn the bulb counterclockwise. It might be a little tight, so I use these little pipe wrench or water pump pliers, I guess they call them, to turn it, and it should pop right back out. Now, anytime I take a plug off, I want to clean it with electrical contact cleaner. So you take some of this and you spray it up in there, and that'll clean all your contacts up. So we're starting with fresh, good contacts. Now, these are the original bulbs. I've never changed them. They are not out, but we are hoping to get an upgrade with these OXILAM LED bulbs. So when you open the box here, you get a nice good box, you get some product owner's manual, you get a pair of gloves. These look very small actually. It looks like there's a small one and a large one if you take a look at it like that. And that is so you do not touch the glass part of any of these bulbs. You're not supposed to get your oily fingers on those, but the OXILAM bulbs look just like the original mounting, except for you've got the LEDs on each side. Now, if you are so inclined to read the owner's manual, it does say to make the LED chips face the 3 and 9 o'clock position. So that means on your F150, it needs to end up in there like this. So they need to face side to side, one going one way, one going the other. And the installation is pretty much the reverse. So you've got these little tabs here on the side. I will align them up to the holder here. And once I got them aligned up and it sits flush on the gasket, I'm going to take this and gently turn it clockwise in order to get it to seat right there. This is what it should look like. The connectors up and down, and the LEDs are pointed at the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock position, just as the owner's manual stated. And then you take the newly freshened up and cleaned pigtail and press it on until you hear it click. And when you go to set these back up in, you have these little pieces here and here, and they go in these holes here. So that's what's actually grabbing a hold of it in the housing, and also held on by your 3 10mm bolts. Now just tighten these bolts. All right, let's see if they work. And they are illuminated. And an extra plus, you can even keep the container that the OXILAM bulbs come in to put your old incandescent bulbs in case you ever need a spare or want to put them back. Factory bulbs on the shed. So there we go. We'll see what they look like. Okay, it's now dark. We are going to see what it looks like. There is the pattern. Let's see what it looks like out here. And as you can see, well, again, it's hard to tell in video, but the light is a lot wider. The other light was more yellow. The pattern is very similar, but it is definitely brighter. So there we go. So shout out to OXILAM for sending me these LED bulbs for my Ford F-150. I'm pretty satisfied with them so far. Only time will tell if they hold up. but to me they are a little brighter on the road, so any additional brightness helps out. So I think they're a decent value, so check them out. I'll leave the link in the description. Y'all have a great week.